Welcome back. So, it's been a while. Well, maybe for you it's been a few minutes, but for me it's been a few days. I was busy creating something to explain this whole module for you. So, get started with external services. What is this external services? Basically, with Salesforce, you can connect to another platform and manipulate data from there, like get data, retrieve data, add data to that platform, delete data, and whatever you want from Salesforce. So it's a bit abstract, so I'm going to show you instead. That's what I've been busy. I've been creating my own external service for you to play around with. So I'm going to guide you on how to install it, not on this video, but later, probably on this video here, okay? So let's go ahead and dig in. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my hands-on org and go to my playful wolf. We are still playful. All right, so here, I'm going to show you right now on my contacts. This is the recently viewed. If I go to new today, we haven't created anything. Today is blank, right? So remember on the previous videos, we created a bunch of test data using data importer. So we use Excel spreadsheets, Google spreadsheets, and play around with those spreadsheets and import them into Salesforce using data loader, right? And or import wizard. So that is a very time-consuming process. And if you want to test what on a real org, you want to stress test maybe 50,000 records. You can't do that on a Trailhead because they just give you 5 megabytes or something. So you can't play around with Excel spreadsheets too much. So I created an external service just to do that. If you're an admin, you're gonna like this, okay? Okay, let's go ahead. So, blank context. I'm gonna go ahead to my setup here. Boom. So I have created it. So I'm not gonna show you on how you created the service, but I'm just gonna show you how to generate the test data using the external service I created. But we are going to go under the hood for each video we are going to discuss here. So on this particular video, I'm just going to show you how it works, all right? So I'm going to go to flow. I have created the external service and implemented into a flow. Here, a flow. And as you can see, I have shown IO test context generator. It's active. So I am going to actually show you here. And I'm going to, this is a pretty big flow, but you don't have to create all this. You just install it. I'm going to give you a link on how you can install this whole flow along with the external service already configured. But I want to show you how this whole thing works. So let me zoom more here. This is the whole key just on this part, but as you are getting comfortable building flow, you can customize the whole thing. It's open source. You can pick what is going on here. But if I double click here, generate context, right? So you defined how many records do you want to generate? How many? Just 2 or 20, right? Or 200, 2,000, 20,000, 200,000 records, however you want it. So you just create, I just want to show you maybe 25 records, okay? So what country do you want to generate the context? For now, my external service that I have just created for you, it supports US, Canada, Great Britain, GB, and what else? France, FR, South Africa, ZA, and Australia, AU. So you can define one country code. So for example, I want to create 25 records for US for now, okay? I'm gonna have a US country code and I'm going to save it. Okay? Or maybe to see a bit just maybe 5, so I can see if I change this and I run it again, it's going to be different. Okay, I'm going to hit done, and I'm going to save as first, otherwise it won't take effect. I'm going to save that, and actually I'm just going to hit run here. Running will actually run it. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how the whole thing works. Boom, it runs, boom, 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 and it's finished. Now if I go back here and refresh, aha, we have 5 fake names. Look at this, it's all matching. So if I pick one, Lily Brown here, it's just a fake name, okay? Don't think it's a real one, it's a fake name. It has an address here, but this is a real US address. Pretty cool, right? This is the courtesy of fakenamegenerator.com. So if I click on this, boom, Google Maps, aha, it's a real location. So you can play around with fake data, which is using real street. This is a real phone number, not a real phone number, real area code. If you call this, I don't know what's going to happen, but maybe somebody else's phone number. But 516 is an area code for Garden City. So this is a fake email address. So you can just create 5 just like that. If I go today, so 5 US. Let's bring some, edit the list here and see the country, not the list, I want to the display to see what is generating. I'm going to bring mailing city, boom, mailing street, boom, mailing country, boom, province, boom, postal code, boom, and save. So here, 5, right? Now I'm going to back to my flow and change this up. Now, I want to create like what, 7, or not 7 here. 7, France. So France have special characters, right? Those special apostrophe stuff. I'll show you. I'm going to hit done here, and you have to save it first. I'm just going to save it first, and then I'm going to run this again. Boom. It's going to create 7 French fake contacts. Look at this. And I'm going to refresh. Boom. Whoa. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at this. Saint Etienne, or however you spell it. And then this is, look at this apostrophe. Is connecting right? So you can test all kinds of data. Those 5 countries. Canada, US, Australia, South Africa, and France, and Great Britain, or 6 countries. So you can see Ellen Puente here, and you can go to the details, right? And you can see it's France, and this is a France phone number. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That's external service. You can check or connect with all kinds of services. So what we just did there is connecting with Zone.io fake contacts generator. You can create up to 100,000 if your org supports that kind of storage space. You can do that. So that's how cool external service is. Okay, so that's the high level overview and example of how you can use external service. You can use credit checks, how to somebody applies for an application to loan money through your organization. You can check how is their FICO score, how is their credit score. Or you can do security background check. Somebody applied for a job, you click on a button, it goes to a government API, checks if this person have been in prison or not, and then stuff like that, and give back data so you can know. And there's a whole bunch of things you can know. Okay, so that's getting started with external service. So don't get overwhelmed. This is something that pretty simple. You just fill in some credentials, which we'll show in the next video. But as an admin, you just connect stuff, and it's not very complicated. Okay, let's do the quiz together. So external service can be used to authenticate into named credential, to update its database, declaratively create a schema, to use in external services, connect to an external endpoint to bring its logic into Salesforce, or declaratively authenticate the external database for external services. I think I like this, between B and C. Let's stick with C. Which of these is good use case for external service? Time management app. Obtain information from a background check. Yes, this is an example. Connect to create. Yes, so B and C. This is no why. You can use time management app within Salesforce. It is in Salesforce. Why would you need to connect to outside? So B and C. All right. At a high level, which of the following is true about external service? Most of the steps to create external service are done by an external service provider, which is true. Much of the work connected to create external service can be completed declaratively. Much of the work connected to creating an external service can be completed declaratively. I think this is true as well. I think B. Most of the steps to create an external service are done, well, not to create an external service. No, it's created by the developer, which is an internal thingy. You must learn. Nope. Using a schema is optional. Nope. It is required. So let's do that. Boom. Oh, we got it the first time, baby. I'll see you on the next video. Hit that subscribe button and explore new Trailhead grounds and learn to implement the most useful and popular apps on the Salesforce App Exchange. And do yourself a favor, like this video, and you'll be surprised on how much more you understand when watching this same video after liking it. Don't take my word. Watch this one more time after you like the video and see it for yourself. Bada bing, bada boom.